Welcome to San Antonio by Night. I'm Rose and I will be your storyteller throughout this campaign. I'd like to let you know that we are playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, although there are pieces of this particular story that will not match up with the lore. The city was itself created before the new system was released, and so there are parts of it that may not make any particular sense with the general lore. But we are trying our best to play within the new system. Please know that our group as a whole has had extensive conversations around safety and consent within this game. There will be times and transitions throughout our game that may not make sense to you. We are doing everything within our power to protect the safety of people in our homes, including children, our players at the table, as well as keep the content within what we have agreed to. We encourage everyone, any role player, to have these kinds of conversations with everyone at their table. But specifically tonight, we would like to offer trigger warnings and content warnings for the following things. As we enter into tonight's episode, I would like to give you a little bit of information about the city. San Antonio came into being in its current state around about 100 years ago. The city itself is functioning on the understanding that the Sabbat incursion is still happening from South America. Literally, pun intended, San Antonio is the last stand, if you will, into Camarilla territory. It finds itself with an interesting situation. It's got 5 governors, 6 kind of, if you count Steve, and primogens and a prince. The division of power is an intricate structure within the city, and our 5 brand new vampires have thrown a ringer into that situation. Our particular story takes place with players who are not playing what is typical for Vampire the Masquerade. Normally, people have been vampires for a period of time. We, on the other hand, have made a decision to take human players, throw them into the mix of this particular brood of vipers, and watch what happens as they slowly lose their humanity and become the monsters that we all know vampires to be. This particular season of this city will have themes of loss of humanity, of watching one dive deeply into the darkest parts of their soul and try to decide whether they will or will not come out the same on the other side. We hope that you enjoy this city as much as we do. Have a good night.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to San Antonio by Night. I'm Rose, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. And we're going to go around and introduce the cast. Arielle?
Hi, sorry. I was troublemaking. I'm Arielle, also known as Rose of Stone, on TikTok and lots of places, including Twitch. And I play Genevieve Wilson, the Toreador, Texas oil tycoon's daughter.
Excellent. Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie, also known as Dungeon Mistress Katie on the TikTok app. And I'm playing Sylvie. She is the homeless street rat gangrel that finally might be finding a home.
Oh, yay!
Pearl?
Hi, I'm Pearl. I'm Linen and Spice on TikTok, and I'm playing our resident murder kitten, Claudia.
Yay! Murder kitten!
Murder kitten!
Ship name. So Sombra and Claudia. Murder kitten.
Summer.
Hi-oh, I'm Summer, or Salty, or Saltiest of Unicorns in many places. And I will be playing Izzy Velasquez, chef turned vampire that just might start cooking something to figure out, can I even eat?
Nice. Del?
Hi, I'm Dale Ormutely on the TikToks. I am also barely holding it together this evening. I am playing Amelia, our punk rock gay disaster, who is still trying to stop her girlfriend from killing Sylvie. Still.
She hasn't died yet.
Excellent.
She hasn't
Give
had a
it time.
chance.
Yes, exactly.
Fair enough.
So for those of you that are joining us tonight, we are coming into and out of a week of downtime for our not coterie, who is just left Elysium. They are now going to go through just some individual work, and they're learning to be a vampire. So what we did was we pulled a tarot card for each of the players, and that tarot card had to affect their week in somehow. And then we were going to let them talk about what they've been up to, and then play out some things for them. So, Genevieve.
Yes.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Tell us about your card and your week.
So, I will go look it up. I got the Bard, which is very appropriate for Genevieve. So on the Bard card, there's new experiences, which is the beginning of a new adventure. Learn something new, meet new people, or look at an old challenge in a new way. And then there's recklessness. Start something new, even if you are unsure of the outcome. Trust your performance, but be prepared. So
Be prepared. Sorry.
no, that's fine.
Best Disney villain song ever. But your
Performances.
yes.
So Genevieve is going to probably like straight out of the gate, because she knows her family is likely either keeping an eye on or might be nearby her actual apartment, and running into them would be bad. Going to head straight for Willow's at the dance studio.
Okay.
To make her first foray and figure out where she has to go from here.
Sure. So when you get there, I mean, Willow is who was given to you as kind of the person that Victor thinks might be somebody to tutor you, and to help you along in this process, kind of take you under their vampiric wing, bat wing, if you will. And they, so you come in, and it's kind of like a modern style dance studio, lofted. There's like, you walk into an older kind of building, and it's on the upstairs. The whole upstairs has been converted. There's kind of two long dance studio rooms. There's like a small office that's just like a window and a bench. And there seems to be a couple of other dance studios going on. And there's an active dance class happening when you arrive. But there doesn't seem to be anybody like around. So,
Is there?
there's not like a receptionist or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to say. Just the
And
people
there's-
in the class.
Just some people in the class who are currently actively in a dance class, and then nobody's just hanging out between classes or anything like that, or?
No, doesn't.
Okay.
It's kind of seems like it just the ones that are there are the ones that are there, and then
All right.
there's the class.
If there's no one like not in the middle of something, I will just sort of meander towards where the office seems to be and wait.
Okay.
Until the class is over.
You're gonna just like sit there. What are you gonna do while you wait?
Sit there, watch, observe.
Watch the dance class.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like you said, there were like glass room, like walls and stuff, right? Or
Yeah, there can be like panel. I was saying they were on either side, but I don't.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if they're like kind of like a two-way mirror, like
Sure.
so like how dance studios
Yeah.
have a wall of mirrors, but they made
Yeah.
it out of two-way mirrors, so you can
That's
see in
cool.
the hallway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can watch, but you actually know that they're not able to see you, which is kind of weird and creepy.
Yeah.
So after a little bit, the class ends. You can see they're wrapping up. People are gathering their things. There's been this kind of, it was kind of like a more modern ballet, so kind of combination of like hip hop and ballet, which was kind of weird. Newer style,
cool.
like not really, weren't sure you could maybe pin it down. But there seemed to be one of the leader seemed to move a little bit quicker,
Okay.
a little bit smoother, in a way that implied that maybe they weren't as human as the others, if you will.
So as the class breaks up, I will approach that person.
Okay.
And just go, excuse me, I'm looking for someone named Willow.
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, our mutual friend, acquaintance, Victor sent me.
Genevieve?
Yes, that's me.
I'll meet you in the office.
Sure, of course.
And
And-
she go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'll go back to wherever
Right.
the office was.
So she she seems to wrap up. She's cute, right? Like got a like pixie, like super curly, like super curl tight curl, but it's kind of in like a bob. It's real big, like when somebody has super curly hair and it's thick.
Yeah.
And so it's in these like tight curls. She's got kind of the like off the shoulder sweat crop top.
Yeah.
The dance jean, they're kind of like jeggings, not jeggings, or joggers.
joggers.
I mean, yeah, they got like the joggers and the, she's everything you expect
Yes.
her to look like, in that genre. And she meets you in the office. After a while, she kind of, you can see her kind of waiting for people to leave.
Yeah.
So
I will just patiently wait until
she
she.
comes over and hops on the
Okay.
counter, sits down.
Are we alone, or are there still like a couple stragglers?
There seems to be like one person still in the studio, but the
Okay.
the door is shut. They're dancing. You can now see them through the window dancing.
Yeah.
She seems to be keeping an eye, but it seems more like a teacher paying attention to what their student is doing than like she's
Okay.
uncomfortable.
So it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have not much of an idea about what I'm doing. So but
Yeah.
Victor said you could teach me.
I think he said mentor.
Yeah, I mean, something to either of those effect. It was kind of a blur, as you perhaps might imagine.
Yeah. You guys got stuck in Elysium?
Yeah, it was not what I had planned to do with my day or my night.
Or your life?
Or that either, no. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. Is that too soon?
No, I mean, everything's just very weird right now. I'm sure it'll settle down eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty new for you guys.
Yes, yeah, it was, well, been awake only about a day, less than.
Ooh. Have you fed
Yeah.
yet?
Yes, when I woke up. There was, as you, a bit of a mess.
Have you hunted yet?
No, not that part. Well, I mean, not the kind I think you mean.
What do you know?
Oh, so hold on. I mean, Genevieve wasn't there for that one episode anyway. So would she have had the masquerade, the rules of the masquerade explained? Okay. So, while we were given a rundown on the rules, the specific, most important rules.
The tenants.
Yeah. Somewhat kind of passingly familiar with the different clubs. She's like glances to the other person, not sure what she should be saying or how she should be saying.
Nodding.
But honestly, not all that much more familiar than that. They didn't seem to be terribly forthcoming if they could garner some amusement out of our floundering. Let's put it that way.
You understand they're bored, right?
I didn't really entertain any thoughts about why they might be doing that necessarily, but it wouldn't surprise me that they're bored. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Did Victor say why he picked me?
No, he just thought you'd be a good fit as a mentor for me.
Huh. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It's not about you, by the way.
That's fine. He seems a somewhat hard to read person.
I think it's a compliment.
Probably safest to take it as a compliment.
Lesson 1. They're all up to something else.
I had kind of picked up on a little bit of that based on our investigating.
Yeah. Most, if not all, club members, they're up. We're shady. We're all pretty fucking shady. We're pretty shady people. You know, because you live in the shadows. No? Okay.
No, Genevieve laughed. Genevieve will chuckle at that one for sure. She'll laugh. That'll get her.
So, you got somewhere to live?
Well, one of the other of my group number, not really a coterie.
Right, too young for that.
Yeah. She has an apartment that was deemed acceptable to be ours. But I would like to get some of my things from my old place if possible beforehand.
What's your family status?
Well, that's kind of was a little bit of a mess, and apparently my uncle at some point was owed a favor by Monty, and some of that I called that in because my uncle was making trouble and Monty said he could fix it, because I'm missing according to them. So yeah.
That seems unusual.
Even though I don't know much, that did strike me as unique. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Usually, before, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You, you handle some of this stuff.
I wasn't really given much of an opportunity or a choice.
I mean, I understand that. I guess I think maybe you should get a little bit of choice.
I appreciate that.
So, what are you gonna do? Fake your own death?
Probably eventually, as of right
Kill
now.
everybody you know.
Oh, I hope not that. I'd like not to do that.
Run away off into the sunset. It's the man. She said.
Man.
Well, at the moment, my brothers do think I did do that, so...
Yeah, got it.
My uncle is a little bit more wise, but I think that's because of his other, as I mentioned, brushes with the clubs before, possibly. I'm really not sure what the hell happened with him. Just something that involved him doing something that got him a favor from a club leader.
Yeah, that feels gross.
It does, but he doesn't have that anymore, so.
I mean, it's not like we don't work with normal people who don't understand.
I mean,
You know, like this poor girl, and you turn around,
yeah.
and like the girl in the studio is like trying very hard to stand on point,
Oh, been there, done that.
but is like failing miserably
Oh.
and like keeps hurting herself pretty bad.
Mm.
You know, like we'll get up and just so every few minutes there's just like a thud.
Oh no.
Willow's like, nah, she's fine. I mean, I guess I want to say, like, I'm not exactly sure why I was picked. And I'm kind of young. Maybe that's why.
It could be why.
I'm not
Since-
as far removed, but, you know, like, you understand you're asking a lot of me, right? If I take on this role, then I'm technically responsible for you, and I don't know what your personality is. And
I don't aim to make
No,
any
and-
trouble, though.
yeah, you started off as a lot of trouble.
That was a group project that went real sour, as far as I can tell.
It's fair. Group projects are horrible, right? You always end up being the one doing the job, and
Yeah,
especially as the creatives, you gotta like put all this stuff together. Yeah.
the ones
I
with the vision.
Mhm. What you do art?
Yeah.
Creative?
In a lot of
did
ways.
they pick you right?
It seems they must have. I used to do dance and cheerleading. Also write and do some painting and model. Mostly, I think I'm better at the modeling for artists part than the painting part. But I guess I have the time to perfect that now.
Victor,
Is
now you
it-
model?
Yeah. Is it weird that he invited me to come to the agency?
Wow. That's impressive.
Like, even
I mean, you're
before.
kind of like low fashion for them. And she gives you this, like, it's the first time you've seen like a judgmental moment
Sure.
from her.
To be at least a little fair, this is a borrowed dress.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't really know what's what. And any information up would be better than what I've got.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to do a business here, and but I need the alliances. It's a nice show of trust. Okay. I'll do it under some circumstances.
Oh, all right.
You need to be bonded to me.
Bonded in a specific way, or like the way I kind of am in the sense that Victor gave me to you, or
No. Like you can't disobey me. 'Cause You're bonded to me because you have to drink my blood, and then when you drink my blood, then you will obey me.
Okay.
It's like a little less than a sire bond. But since you
Well,
don't
considering I have no idea who my sire is.
and I've been kind of asked to take that role, I mean, I feel like that's fair offer.
As far as anything else has made sense so far, yes, it seems reasonable.
Okay, and I'll keep giving it to you so that you stay under me.
All right.
Which means that eventually, you're not going to be able to argue with me or disobey me.
I don't aim to make trouble, like I said.
I'm just trying to give you the facts so you can make
Thank you.
a choice.
I do. Well, I mean, the choice is either have a mentor in this very dangerous new situation I am in, or to not have one, and not having one seems
deadly.
worse. Yeah. So I appreciate
isn't a
you
choice,
giving me a
is it?
choice. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at. Is I appreciate you wanting to give me all the information and everything, but
all right, well, and she kind of like walks, like hops down, struddles off to the down the hall.
I'll follow.
Kind of like pixie-like with the way she moves. Kind of like she's always dancing. The only time she like seems to kind of break that is when she's trying to make a joke.
She's adorable.
But she's like clearly doesn't have the joke skill.
Aww.
Like where she's lacking in performance.
It's comedy. That's so sad.
She's trying to land them. She finger guns way too often.
That feels
Amelia
like a personal attack.
I was gonna say Amelia would like her.
Okay, so you go in the back room, and so you go into the back room, and she just walks over, like grabs a knife, slits her wrist, and shoves it in your mouth.
I was gonna say hopefully not her entire arm, but yeah, no.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna. Is a willing participant at this point. Like,
okay. And then, like, as you're drinking, she's like, "Oh, I should have warned you. You probably didn't know that was how we did this."
I mean, there was the implied drinking part. I have drunk straight from the bottle, if that makes sense. Just talking around the fact that she killed a guy.
Yeah, I understand. So the way this works, over the next week, you will drink from her 3 times.
Okay.
And during and after the 3 times, you are bound to her.
Okay.
So she's very intentional about it. Like, you will check in the next day, you will drink from her then, so that by the end of the first 3 days. But you have the bond resistance, which means that if you want to try and resist her, you have the ability to attempt to try to resist her.
Okay.
Because you have the resistance. Some of the bonds you just can't. You're not capable of resisting. So she, after that, offers you, help. What do you need to go get your stuff? Does she need to go get your stuff? And help you kind of figure out, like, what is your next steps, and then getting you involved with, like, some of the other people in the clan.
So I think Genevieve would probably give it. She might have. I'm trying to think about how she would play it in terms of. She might basically ask Willow to help in terms of having either a lookout to see if anybody is watching her apartment, or just like basically like double team it as a way for Genevieve herself to be able to get in, because she knows like where everything is that she wants.
Yeah. What powers do you have?
So I have Auspex, Celerity, and Presence.
You have aspects.
Yeah.
Scry the Soul is the one that allows you to see people's auras. So it's down that line. Anyways. Okay, so you have that, Presence, and Celerity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you start to talk about it, Willow's realizes like, oh, maybe I should help you learn how to use these things.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna help you try to sneak in
Mm-hmm.
to your apartment.
I feel like, not that her family wouldn't know about it, but I feel like Genevieve would be the most familiar, like in terms of her brother or anybody who would be watching it from her family. She would know like all of the entrances to her building, which they might be less familiar with, and would probably try and direct their ability to enter through not the most obvious route, which she would try and give our sneaking in options a little bit of a help, perhaps.
Okay. Would you roll your dexterity and your subterfuge?
Subterfuge. Okay. And I have just the one hunger at the moment. So that's only one hunger die. Please don't do me dirty. Ooh, that's nice. 2 10s, 1 7, and a 2.
You do great. You are sneaky as shit.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
So you do really well getting in to the building. You know, you get through the hallways, no big deal. You open your door, soundless, right?
Yes.
And as the door starts to open, I'm sorry, I just blanked. You have aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So you have heightened senses.
Yes.
Okay. So you sense, like, you hear just the slightest sound of a trigger starting to shift on a gun. It seems to be fairly close to you.
I'm going to basically like sort of step away from like being in the doorway and just sort of shove the door open like really hard.
Okay.
And I'll like motion, if Willow's with me, I'll like make sure she's not also in the path.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
She's there.
So it'll be like before I just like slam it open.
Okay. You slam the door open?
Yeah.
You just don't hear anything.
Are there like traps or anything around the door now that it's open? Like a trigger plate or something like that? Like what would I have heard?
Are you gonna go in?
I'm gonna look like carefully around my door first.
As you glance, if you just like glance really quick, I mean with celerity also you're really fast.
Yeah.
You don't see anything.
Do I see anybody in, like, also just like going a quick glance, do I see anyone in my apartment?
Roll your intelligence and your streetwise.
Streetwise. Okay. Okay.
Kitty butt.
No.
1 9, 2 5s, so 1 success.
Nope.
No. Okay. I will look to Willow and whisper, I thought I heard a trigger, but kind of like not gonna go headlong into danger if I'm with
And you
someone.
could see her like kind of decide that she likes that this suddenly got exciting.
Okay. Okay. Kind of like just like like look to her if
She
she
like
wants me to.
shrugs at you.
All right. I will approach my doorway and enter, I guess.
Just you're gonna just like walk in like a normal.
Well, I'll have my hand on my gun. I feel like I'm trying to think when in the week this would be.
midweek.
Okay, so if it's midweek, I definitely would have sent some coded messages to Alexander like that first night, like once I got settled with Willow. Through our usual like ways. But I assume would I have been able to get ammo for the gun I do have in my possession?
Sure.
Okay, so it's loaded at least, so I will have it and have it in hand when I go to enter my and like ready and like to enter my apartment because I heard something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as you go in, you start to walk around, and you are welcome to try and perceive again if you want.
Oh, look with my special eyes.
Look with your special eyes.
Nicholas, what do you see with your elf eyes?
Would I have had any training on See the Unseen right yet, or?
I mean, probably not yet.
Okay.
I would imagine that that's not a skill that Willow has.
Okay.
It's just she's gonna have to like.
We're gonna
find
figure out what I have.
Yeah.
All right. So then, no extra dice there. Then, yes, I will continue trying to like scrutinize my apartment. Like, I have the assumption my family has probably been and gone in terms of like checking my apartment when I went missing. So like, I'll see what looks out of place or in place or just scrutinizing everything.
Sure. So as you walk in, kind of walking around, see everything. I mean, yeah, like clearly your brothers were here. It looks like they turned over the place and then stayed and had a beer.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You know, like you're kind of like, really.
Bottle cap still like not actually empty bottles, not actually making it to the recycling bin. Like,
yeah, you're kind of like, oh man, this is ridiculous. And Willow like kind of can't decide if she wants to like come in or not.
Okay. You're welcome to come in. I mean, I wouldn't mind the help.
Oh, okay. And she comes through the doorway.
Did I need to invite her?
How do we test this theory?
So she comes inside, but she still looks like a little like she can't tell. She's like, "Are you fucking with me?"
What do you mean?
You said you heard something.
I definitely heard. Kind of like, are you familiar with the sound of like a gun trigger sort of just half cocking?
And you hear the sound right as you say it.
Fantastic.
And Alexander steps out of the shadow with a gun to Willow's head.
All right. Well, lovely to see you too, sweetheart.
Who's this?
She's a new friend helping me with some of the trouble I came across, or that came across me, I should say.
Willow's like, whoa! And looks right at you and says, tell him to drop it.
Honey, would you be a dear and just put the gun down? She is a friend now.
And it's not quite like being dominated, but you are definitely like
Suggested,
I
heavily
want to
suggested.
do what this woman just told me
Yeah.
to do. Because there's something in your blood now
Mhm.
that's beginning to make you want to. He's like, I don't think so.
I mean, I told him to. Whether he listened to me is his choice. um, I truly am sorry for all of the distress I'm sure I caused. I know my family was not happy with what happened. I'm not happy with what happened, and I've missed you. You've been gone for so long.
What happened?
I'm not actually sure how I was accosted, but I was accosted, and then I woke up drugged, and then some more accosting happened, and now I'm in a puzzle trying to figure out with this like elite group of people trying to figure out exactly what happened, because like it's still really confusing, babe. It's still really confusing. Okay. But like from my other senses, he doesn't ping off as being like the way I notice vampires now.
Can't really tell.
Okay. Hey, look, 4th time. As I violently rip my earbud from my ear.
Tell me about this elite group. And you hear Willow go, tell me about when you're going to take the gun off my forehead.
Can't we have just I can talk to you. Could we maybe put the weapon down just to have a civil conversation? Like I said, she's been helping me. Her name is Willow. She is a friend. A new friend, but a friend.
And he like looks down at her. Seems to like make a decision.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
And he just like puts the gun away.
Okay. All right.
You realize that he doesn't seem to trust you
Okay.
more than anything.
That hurts a little, but sure.
Like
Understandable.
he's not
considering.
been approached you. He's not, he's like, he's clearly unsure.
Yeah. They are a very weird bunch. I've heard of it, like, the circles very artistic circles I move through. I've heard of people who do it. I didn't realize there was some elite clubs like this that
Do what?
drink blood for fun.
You
It's
can see
real
Willow,
weird. Like you've definitely like, remember that one guy I told you that came to that one who had like the weird, like had sharpened his teeth into funny shapes?
you can see her like, this is not a good plan. Like,
Arielle's working on Real World. There are people who do this.
I understand. He's like, uh-huh.
They're kind of like that, except they actually have like money and aren't just like weirdos. Well, I mean, they're weirdos. Like, not to say they're not weirdos. Just, they're not like that kind of weirdos. They're the kind of weirdos that because of all their money, you want to stay in good with.
What are you trying to tell me, Jenny?
Because of the way they helped me out of the trouble that came across me and stole my phone for a while there, I owe them some favors, and I would like to be good as my word.
So you've joined a cult?
Not by choice. And I don't... Yeah, you know what? No, you're right. They're kind of a cult.
Work.
Yeah, they're kind of a cult, aren't they? They're kind of a cult.
You can see Willow like, yeah, we're definitely a cult.
Thanks, Willow. Super helpful.
I love Willow.
I will give her a finger gun, like, just...
She's like, when you like point at her, she's like, Too soon.
I love her so much. Genevieve likes her. Like, she's quirky, but fun. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the lay of the land. I mean, still putting pieces together, but I am happy to see you.
Your dad called me.
Oh, no, fuck. Yeah, I kind of had to put them off my scent. I figured you were still away. I didn't know where you were. I can't imagine they would have known where you were.
Well, it's kind of remarkable he found a way to get a hold of me.
I'm pretty amazed at that, too.
You told them you're running off with me?
I mean, once this shit's done, yeah, I'd like to.
So are you running off with me or are you joining a cult?
I can't. I'm like, Linda glance at Willow. I can't run off yet.
She's like, oh, I'll go if you need to talk. And then she turns around and looks at you and is like, like she just stumbled into like the worst, weirdest breakup conversation. And she is like, not gonna fuck it. She like, I'm the third wheel up out of that situation as fast as she possibly could. She's like, I'll just be in the hall, and like does like a stupid awkward walk, and he's like,
I love her so much.
to compensate for how I'm feeling.
He's got the best mentor.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I love her so much. Like I said, I owe them, and I want to see that through.
What, you owe them money?
No, time.
Time?
Just time.
What the fuck did you do? You were gone like 3 days. How do you owe them time?
Well, I owe them time in recompense for the way they helped me. It's less
How
about
did
what
they
I
help
did.
you?
In
You're
terms
being
of,
very vague, and I'm really ticked off.
oh my god.
Alexander's
So that the oh my god is not Genevieve. That's Arielle. You've come across some weird things, and like Willow's in the hallway.
Yeah.
All right. You've come across some weird things in your line of work, right? I know you don't tell me all that much, but
Sure.
would you believe me if I told you vampires are real?
Are you drugged?
Not anymore.
So you think you found a group of vampires and it's a cult?
They kind of formed themselves into that, yeah. Trying to think.
Jenny, are you sick?
No, I'm.
Did
I'm
you
all
drink
right.
blood?
Once again, not by choice.
We should have you tested for HIV.
I mean, it's a good idea.
I don't understand what situation these freaks could have gotten you out of that you're being very vague about.
Can I? So like he's not like we're like across like.
He's
Space
not
from
coming
each other.
anywhere near you. Like, it's pretty non-romantic behavior.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't. I mean, like, so even without trying as a vampire, I would be faster than I was faster than like a normal human would be.
You could do, yeah. I mean, you can. You certainly would have had any of your presence stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You would have.
The only thing that's coming to mind is Genevieve is just going to close the distance as fast as she can and say, "Believe me now? Think I could have moved this fast before?"
Yeah. Drugs.
You've seen drugs make people do this kind of speed? I mean, like, not speed the drug, but like...
Yeah. And like now that you're like closer, you see it like he didn't move. It didn't jar him.
Okay. Oh shit. Arielle has an idea that Genevieve wouldn't even think of yet because she...
Yeah, Genevieve hasn't thought of it.
Arielle's idea is that Alexander's a vampire hunter.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Oh no.
I love how you're like, how dare you? And she hasn't actually done anything yet. She's just
But look at the smile.
Yes, but you're giving her more ideas.
I know.
Do you understand?
Oh, she's already got those ideas, well and truly.
I already gave her free reign to do whatever she wanted in terms of with my family or with Alexander in terms of giving them vampire or connections to like the dark side or anything like that. I think at this point, because he was
unfazed by how
because he was unfazed, I think at this point Genevieve's getting a little bit like not as comfortable. She is like concerned about the way he's reacting or not reacting. Are
you joining a cult or are you running away with me? This is the last time I'll ask.
'Cause shit. This might be really bad for a lot of reasons, but she'd reach out for his hand and say, and like lift her chin and go, "Running away with you."
What? You can see he's like legitimately surprised by what you just said.
I'd rather do that than pretty much anything else in the world.
You ready to go now?
Let me just get my stuff. That's what I came here for anyway.
All right.
I will.
And he like leans against the wall.
All right.
And gets out his phone.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Genevieve doesn't. I'm trying to like. She doesn't trust him as much as she completely as she previously did because of how unfazed he was, but she still like. She still loves him and she still trusts him enough to go look for her stuff, like her guns and her ammo, and pack a small bag.
Okay, so as you start packing, you can hear he goes and opens the door, and you can hear this like kind of awkward exchange between him and Willow.
Okay.
Like he's invited her back into the apartment.
Okay.
And he's actually like being remarkably charming. Like you can hear, like he's kind of not a very verbose man.
Killing people for a living might make you do that, yeah,
right.
Sure.
But he seems to be like making conversation.
Okay. Can I hear the conversation?
Sure. Roll your perception and your wits.
All right. Wits, perception. Where
Looking
is
for-
perception?
I don't know, 2 successes?
So wits and perception, you said?
Mhm.
I see performance. Where's perception? Am I just not seeing it?
Your perception?
Yeah, I see.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I misread it. Insight.
Okay. I was like, where is it? All right. So wits and insight give me
I
total.
dyslexic the word.
No, that's okay. I
persuasion
was-
on my page.
Perception. I'm a D&D nerd. Perception makes sense.
Yes.
So you said 2 successes?
Mhm.
Don't do me dirty. All right. Okay. So I've got 2 ones. But 2 6s and a 9. So a total of those 2 1s and 3 successes, but like not
So
10s. To 1.
You can't hear anything.
All right. They did me dirty. Once my bag is packed, can I sort of not come out of my room yet, but come closer and like intentionally try to listen?
Yeah, you can try again, I guess.
Well, like, yeah, like it's the do I overhear them versus I am.
I mean,
intentionally trying to
you did
eavesdrop. I
really
don't
like
know.
botch that up, and it's still the same scene. So I don't know.
Like up to you. I mean, like she would try and
Yeah,
like
I
at
would.
least
You
give it a
could
beat.
try again, but you can't. You still can't. There seem to be like at that
Sure.
perfect tone where you can hear the
Like I can hear that they're
vocal
talking, but I can't hear what
Right.
they're saying. Okay.
And it
Yeah, I
seems
was like-
like the tone of it seems fine.
Okay.
Like casual.
Okay. I'll have my bag, which has my like it's long enough for my rifle, and
Okay.
ammo. It's my
You get
long
your,
bag.
you get your gun.
It's my
case,
ski bag.
your pearl gun case.
Yes.
Okay.
I get the guns and the ammo come with me, period, and then whatever room is left, clothing goes in.
Okay.
And I guess I would probably have like, if I had like a small-ish, not tiny, but like small-ish backpack kind of thing, I would have stuffed some stuff in there too.
Okay.
In my, in an accessible, like, I'll grab like a jacket, or if I had a jacket on or whatever, because it's September, but it's Texas, so like not jacket weather necessarily. Anyway, I'd put on like something that I could put the pearl-handled gun in as like an inaccessible secondary pocket.
Okay.
And then on my belt is my like just a holster for my usual like home protection like pistol, but my like it's not clipped shut. Like it's easy accessible.
open.
My hand, yeah,
Mhm.
my hand is on it
Mhm.
and open. And I had checked before I put it on my
Yeah.
person that it was like loaded and everything. What they're doing.
Sure. So as you come out, you see them both sitting there, and almost as like as soon as the door opens, they
Mhm.
both stop speaking. And Willow goes, "What's going on?" And Alexander says, "It's an awful lot of weapons for a romantic getaway."
I can imagine you have nearly twice as much, if not more. I wasn't gonna leave them behind. What kind of girl do you take me for? Yeah, like... Does it strike me as... I mean, I feel like it must strike me as odd that he would question the number of weapons I have.
Sure, you're welcome to do an insight on that if you want.
Sus. Doubt.
Wisdom and insight.
So wits and insight?
Yeah, or wits and insight. You need 3.
Alright. Still just the one hunger. which is nice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and no ones.
He doesn't think you're actually going to go with him.
Oh, okay. Well,
And he thinks there's some, he doesn't believe whatever's going on.
mm-hmm.
Doesn't believe you that you're actually going with him.
Hmm.
And he's already noticed that your gun is unholstered.
To be fair, he met me with a gun too, so that's my thought process. But no, it's in the holster. It's just
No, but I mean that
Yeah.
it's unclear.
Yes, that it's open.
That you could get to it. He's
Um,
he took you in pretty quickly and is like,
Yeah.
she's not actually going with me. Is what he's decided.
What does Willow look like? Like, I mean, I haven't known her nearly as long as I've known Alexander.
She's
but
just standing there, kind of like confused because it seems that he just told her that you were going with him,
okay.
and so she's like, "What's going on?"
Thank you for all your help, Willow. But I do have other obligations as well, and
You know that this isn't gonna work out, right? And he again, like, unfazed by the comment.
I was gonna give like Willow like a pointed look, like, do you know something I don't? Besides so many things, but specific to this situation?
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, of course. And I will.
Alexander says no.
I'm just gonna like give him like a. She's my friend. I'm allowed to give her a goodbye.
Do it here then. Why don't you think it'll work out? Willow?
I look back to Willow. Like,
She's like, I don't know how long you guys have been together. There just seems to be a lot of tension, and not relationships always don't last a long time sometimes.
I love her so much.
And then she like tries to give you a wink with the eye that's not on Alexander's side.
Okay.
Like, you can see her like crying,
Yeah.
and then she can't, and so she just like with the one that she can, in the most not fucking subtle way ever.
Does it seem like she's just talking about my longevity now, or is it?
She's implying to you that you're a vampire and have a lot longer lifespan, and he doesn't.
Yeah. Okay.
And-
Just making sure that that's what she is in fact trying to convey.
Yeah, there seems to be like she's trying to say to you like this might be the time.
Is there
Is she also
compulsion?
implying that there's like consequences if she runs away?
Mm-hmm.
Steve might hunt them down. Just putting it out there.
She hasn't said that out loud yet.
Oh, Arielle knew what the risks were.
When Alexander came out with the gun, my head just goes, Alexander! Hi. Like, I'm such a theater nerd. It's
Hey.
ridiculous. Moving on.
Ooh. Knowing. this may be an awkward position to put Willow in, but I don't know that Genevieve necessarily is disinclined to do it. She's gonna look like intently at Willow and be like, well, if you have any advice before decisions are finalized, like kind of like in the compel me way, like asking to be told what to do, but like in the bonded way, not like a, and also we'll do the successfully casual wink.
She just looks at you and says, you need to leave him.
All right.
And you can see it like in your, like, or you can feel it like the order come through. And then she also says, but it's your choice, and gives you back the unbonded power.
I'm going to clip closed, like shut the snap on that gun, and turn to Alexander and go, I do want to run away with you, but I was raised to be honorable with my word and keep my promises, and we've always played a bit fast and loose with our promises, considering how far away we often are from each other. If you're willing to wait for me to sort this out, I will stay in contact and we will be together again. But I do feel like I'd need to finish what I didn't choose to start. And if you're not willing to wait, I understand that too.
And he just turns and walks out the door.
Okay. I will wait for him to be walked like out of earshot for sure. Like just let it be silent, and then kind of go like just like sag. Thank you for both parts of that, I guess. He's the one.
Don't make me make decisions for you again.
I understand. I mean, he's the one I told my family I ran away with, so it was so tempting.
Already put him in danger with that.
He can take care of himself, at least from mortal threats.
Something weird about that.
I don't know. It's kind of sexy.
I mean,
At least I
what
thought
just
so.
happened, there was something weird about it.
Yeah. I don't know. But if he's gone, then kind of a weirdness that's over, unless...
You think that kind of guy's gone?
No. Not gone, but...
I don't
At least
think
I hope
he'll
not.
take it as a... Anyways, and she leans in and it's like, if he hurts me, you kill him.
Understood.
And then that was definitely an order.
Yeah, but that's like not even like a whether or not it was an order. That was exactly how she would have said understood.
All right.
She at least understands the masquerade enough to be like, shit like that happens. It's all game. If like that's why she was kind of like near her gun anyway, because like if he was gonna bring violence, like she wasn't gonna have a choice. She knew that part. Okay. Yeah, and then so with that taken care of, she'll actually go back and pack the rest of her luggage up into like pretty much emptying out her apartment of like her clothes, some of her like keepsakes, books she likes, but she's sure she can find more of those kinds of stuff like that. Her laptop, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And go move in to Summer's place, or not Summer's place, Izzy's place.
Okay. Sounds good.
Does the cat like me?
Oh, yes. Even or you roll it. Even or odds. You just have to say first.
Even. Fuck. to
The
5.
cat does not like it.
The cat has a prejudice against toreadors.
No Toreador
No
friends.
Toreadors ever.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Just continuing practicing her skills or whatever, working with Willow in terms of making connections and trying to get her feet under her with the toreador.
Okay. Good.
I wasn't expecting that at all! That is definitely coming back to torture me, I know. I know.
Personal hell.
Hey,
Well, he is a resource for you.
he is a
You
resource,
can
and my
convince
question
him
is...
now to stay as a resource for you. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more of our story this evening. So see you soon.
Let's see where my download is at. It stopped? The fuck stopped my download? Somebody's pirating something on my Wi-Fi on my computer. It's a concert. Of course it's a concert. Alright, let's just go and get that stopped. I can hit escape and... Why are you What is this? The fucking 90s? I'm not goddamn Sandra Bullock. Okay. Amelia. Oh, the download. Yeah, that's what I'm calling you about. Why the fuck would you... Oh, a Coheed concert. Your fun little pirating virus that you used, your little Telarius virus, ended up erasing half of my work for the day when I tried to turn it off to stop the... Yes, I stopped the damn concert download. Priorities, woman. This is my work computer, my work stuff. Okay, let's get one thing straight. My haven, my internet, my computer. You want to do that shit? Go down to the public library. Oh, that's right, they're only open in the daytime. Don't do it again. At least I can get the kindred put into their places. Okay, so the Dark Souls of Pastors, Cape Slayer 396, Trish Stuff, W. Desseron, got Pastor Dan 247, Miggy the Marvel, Nabbers 34, Critter Wolf. Oh, and a special thank you to Telarius. I wonder if that's the same Telarius that helped Amelia hijack my computer. I will find you, Telarius, and give you that special thank you.
Okay, we're back from our break. We're glad you're with us and sticking it out, and we've got much more story for you. Right. Izzy,
All right, so
tell me about your card and your week.
my card was the Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Deception, born from turmoil, the Rogue adapts quickly to any challenge. You appear aloof, but you carry a painful past you are avoiding. And liberation, break the shackles that bind. By facing the challenge you've been evading, you will feel true freedom. So,
You don't say.
yeah.
Traitor.
Not yet. Credit when credit is due. Okay, so first thing, I've already talked to Ramon.
Yep.
And I have put him in charge of the main running of the businesses.
Okay.
I would have also pulled some money to start that renovation of the apartment above the Rouge.
Yeah.
So then that way we have an apartment to put the cat. Forget about the rest of us. The cat's
It's just
The
simply
cat with the Toreador prejudice.
it's a pebble. It's a pebble apartment.
absolutely. But yeah, it's definitely has the space, especially if I like knock my bedroom down a little bit. Office spaces to make enough for everyone to have a room. So that renovation will take about a weekish.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that time frame.
With the resources and the connections, Mr. and Mrs. Smith can help you kind of get that going.
Get that kickstarted.
Yeah.
Um,
So that by the end of the week, everybody can move in.
So I have 2 hunger. And I would realize that knowing how to feed is going to be extremely important, especially if I'm going to keep up for now some of my human appearances.
Sure.
So, and since I was pretty nocturnal to begin with, having bars and places like that, it's not too unusual for me to stay in the nightlives. And on top of that, Ramon is enjoying thoroughly telling everybody about my sunlight allergy.
Mm-hmm.
That is the craziest batshit thing that could ever happen to someone. And and looking it up on Google and knowing I was right.
Okay.
But I would be asking the Smiths to take me out. I'm more of a like watch and try to adapt.
Okay.
So I would probably like be watching one of them as they go and kind of hunt. And
Okay.
start trying to do it myself. I do also have presence and dominate.
Okay.
So I have 2 in presence, 1 in dominate.
Okay.
So I'm figuring this would be a perfect time to start learning.
Sure.
I've got cloud memory and
yeah. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith definitely help you with the the power stuff and like learning to tap into that within yourself and it's very much like business instructional videos. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or like when you first start at a restaurant and you got to watch all the tapes.
Onboarding.
Onboarding, safety videos.
There's some vampire onboarding videos.
You are being onboarded.
You gotta answer the questions correctly.
And there is like clearly a methodical system that has been in place to onboard you into this particular environment. And there's like random vampire A. Like, do you find yourself wanting to control other people? Let us help you. Like,
It's beautiful.
shit, trash, onboarding, shenanigans, like some fucking cracked out Toreador.
It doesn't surprise me that the Ventrue would have put something like this together, though.
That moment in Waiting where
Yes,
he's in the closet and he's like,
yes,
he's like, so many
exactly
videos.
like that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Onboarding videos for vampires. It's amazing. Okay. So, you have to go through all of that, and then they kind of try to talk you through your powers. And it's like mentioned as an aside, and it's kind of like said as a joke, that you've heard it mentioned in the onboarding and some other things that like Ventrue are picky when it comes to hunting.
Interesting.
But it hasn't necessarily like registered for you yet.
Got it.
So Mr. and Mrs. Smith decide to like show you kind of how to hunt. So they go downtown in the Riverwalk district, and you are encouraged to stay in the shadows with Mrs. Smith and watch as Mr. Smith kind of tries to have a connection with someone. So would you please roll your stealth, so like your lost my thing, sorry. Your subterfuge and your dex, please.
Subterfuge and dex. Got it. Dex to all the things around me. Oh, yeah. Heard. Okay. I got a 7.
1 success?
1. I have 1 die. Dex is my dump stat, and I have nothing in subterfuge.
Okay. You're not doing a very good job of not following. And like to the point that Mrs. Smith is like getting irritated.
Valid.
You're like going around, and he's like, he'd start to see somebody, and then you kind of, I mean, it's not that like you're tripping and falling, but you're definitely not as well hidden as you think that you are. You have like bright orange hair. You haven't quite like come into, you're like also trying really hard to pay attention because you want to know. And so you're like too creepily at a distance watching what's happening. Right. Yeah. Like,
yeah,
so
that's exactly what I'd be doing.
So Smith is like coming, Smithy's like coming up to just like, he finds like a very preppy looking golfer type person, like khaki shorts and a plaid shirt, that kind of stuff. And but the person like keeps kind of like looking past Smith to you to realize like that you're watching and taking notes, and they're down in the Riverwalk area, and like every single person is like kind of bails in a way, and you can see that Mr. Smith is getting more and more irritated, and Mrs. Smith is like do and like trying to keep like, stop, just watch with your eyes.
But I need notes.
No, you're making a scene.
Fine, I'll put it away. Just watching.
So you're completely unsuccessful the first night, like watching. and Smith is like not gonna. You can see there's something about like the way he's trying to hunt that like seems to be. He's not dominating anyone. He's not really. It seems more consent. He's more interested in consent and not deceiving. But you can't seem to like quite gather what's happening there.
Got it.
So then, after like a couple hours, he's like, all right, he comes back and he's like, we're gonna get spotted at this point, essentially. Right? Because you guys are making a scene, you've been down on the Riverwalk, you're watching people, like you've kind of drawn more attention than you really would want. And that is definitely your fault.
I'm not kind of comfortable in the quiet settings. I mean,
the Riverwalk is like a bar district.
Oh. Okay, well, if it's a bar district, could I potentially try again with a role? Because I have like leadership nightclub, I have performance, karaoke, singing bars. Maybe get like one more die to see if maybe I could keep quiet.
Sure. Okay, we'll when you say like, so you're like almost like you were more uncomfortable on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So they take you into Pete's Piano Bar. It's downtown on the Riverwalk. It's a very famous dueling piano bar. And you may roll it one more time.
Try. So just add one die to it.
Add an extra die, yeah.
Got an 8 and a 3.
Okay. You are like the weirdest, like when you've like start a new job and there's like one thing you're particularly nervous about.
Yeah,
apparently this is your thing. Like you're having a weird performance anxiety, you're like being dramatically uncomfortable, and now your leaders are also hungry.
Fuck.
So after like not long, because you go in, Smith is trying to make it happen at the piano bar. He seems to be like, it's very difficult for him to figure out maybe who he could feed off of in this environment. And once he identifies someone, then somebody you'd already like tried on comes into the piano bar and is creeped out that you three are there. And it's one of those like, you arrived before they arrived, but are they actually following me? Kind of. So anyways, off from the Riverwalk you go. You kind of do this for several days. You guys are like, as a group, the three of you you could tell like nobody feeds really of this duo together, because when she takes you to somewhere like completely different in the city. You're down in the medical area. Seems to be like nurses types people for Mrs. Smith, and you have a similar like kind of experience, and she finally just like dominates this woman and pulls her behind a dumpster and feeds on her. And it's kind of like not as glamorous as you thought it was going to be. And she's like, okay, your turn. You're going to have to just use your powers and find somebody, because we got to figure out what you can and can't eat.
Wait a minute. You mean that there's restrictions? Like, I mean, they said something in the videos. Those things need to be updated, dude.
They're
I
like
could
a
probably
rite
help
of
you with that.
passage. It's almost like hazing,
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
corporate hazing.
Okay, fine. Let's find a karaoke bar. All right, this is probably not going to happen unless I'm comfortable in my setting, because it's just what it is.
You're not comfortable enough to use your new abilities there.
I can try a nurse. We're still here. We're still here, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you to go use your abilities, dominate someone, and let's see how it goes.
All right, let's do it right here. Fine.
And you could see, like, it's almost like they picked this because it's night shift, it's later, it's not as busy as the river walk, it's not going to be as busy as a karaoke bar. You know, you have a lot more freedom to a degree here.
So you remember what my actual feeding is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want to roll for who I see? Like, is that gonna make a matter?
Yeah, I got a system.
Okay, so then in that case, I will start looking around. Is there any chance like there's like a smell or something, or a feeling, or is it just straight up, shit until you finally start biting people?
You don't know shit till you bite somebody.
Heard. Okay, so
which is dangerous, right? Early on, because you have to figure it out.
So then I am at a hunger of 2 at this moment. I will start looking around to see who's about to go on break.
Okay, there's a nurse.
Okay.
Seems to be going on break.
Are they heading out to like maybe the smoking area or at least somewhere private? Okay. I will try and, because I have awe for presence and I have cloud memory for dominate.
Okay. Which one would you like to use?
I maybe awe them?
Sure.
Draw them to me and then cloud memory.
Yes.
Any rolls for that need to happen?
Yes. So for awe, you guys need to get a copy of this so that you can just roll it.
I actually have one here.
You use your manipulation and your presence.
Okay.
I am a monster.
Oh,
sorry.
Who's the monster?
Manipulation and presence. Trying to find presence.
Presence is your ability.
Oh,
so
I'm just brain dead. That's what it is. Yeah, manipulation and presence. Okay. So it's 6 and above their successes, correct?
yes.
So I have 3 successes.
They had 4.
But they're
So you come out. You're kind of like trying to like awe them. Do you say anything when you step around the corner?
So is this going to be your lunch break or just a 10-minute break?
And they're like, look around like, it's a break, and you can see them starting to like move for their phone in their pocket.
Can I try and dominate in cloud memory?
Sure. I mean, you don't have much to cloud yet, but yeah.
Yes, but my fumbled appearance could be clouded.
Yes, it could.
So that's dominate and manipulation, or composure.
Sorry, guys.
I will make sure that I have that up the next time.
Yeah, your charisma and dominate.
Charisma and dominate. I got 3 successes.
Okay.
Woo!
Works.
Okay, so memory is clouded temporarily of my entrance, basically.
The
What?
target forgets the current moment and the few minutes prior.
Okay.
So you have about a minute.
Can I just try and bite?
Yeah. Dive in.
Just
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I need to see if
Okay.
this one's tasty or not.
Oh, there's my. Sorry. Okay. So you bite down and you feed just fine.
Okay. I will then, because I remember this from the old guy, from the butler, I will take a second, then lick the wound so it goes away.
Yeah. And both like Smiths are like,
And then just start walking away real fast.
they're like pissed off and impressed.
You could have been doing that the whole time.
No, I mean, so as you like walk off and they're like, and you can see them like mumbling to themselves as you're like walking off. And are you just like walking towards the car?
Yeah, like I would walk towards the
Yeah,
car.
you can
towards
drop
them.
your hunger down to 1.
Okay.
I mean, and while you're going, like once the shock wears off, they like talk to you about like how much to drink and leave somebody, you know.
What do you mean, particulars? Like, why was it easy to feed on him?
Her.
Her, excuse me. Why was it easy to feed on her?
How did you get one on your first try?
What was her description, by the way?
Sure. So she was very slender, pale, covered in freckles, red hair, brown eyes, kind of pulled back pretty tight. She seemed like middle class. Was not in a like particular up or down mood. Seemed like very mellow. Mood wise. Working type.
Pure animal magnetism is how.
Like just
Lucky?
yeah. They're like pissed off. Like Mr. Smith seems like furious that this has happened for you.
Okay, you're sitting here saying that I'm lucky to get this first one and actually feed properly. I'm sitting here going, fuck, because I have no clue why that one worked. Which means that the next time I can go feed, if I pick the wrong person, what's going to happen? So...
Well, yeah, but like did you get sick when you
No.
ate the guy?
The first one? The butler dude?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. We didn't get sick in the morgue. No.
I don't know.
I don't know what the commonalities are. He was old. He was a butler.
Mr. Smith is like beyond pissed now. Do you know how long it took?
I could try again.
Yeah, we're gonna go try again right now.
Okay.
Okay, so he takes you to another part
Del,
of
you're
the
muted.
Hazing.
Yep.
Different part of town.
Yeah, takes you to a different part of town. So now that you're like less hungry and they're like a little less worried about you, they're like, okay, fine. And they take you to a karaoke club.
Sweet.
So you've now had like an old man, middle age, but they're both working class.
Okay.
Right?
So that could be a thing. Working class.
That's now Gwen has started deciding that's what she's gonna like. They're kind of like making bets. She's like, I think it's working class.
They're betting.
They're betting.
Oh,
And Mr. Smithy is kind of like he thinks it's like personality. Like that they were both mellow.
All right. Didn't realize that those were things like flavors. I mean, I'm wondering, does somebody have anger? Is that they equate to umami or something?
Actually, what's interesting, he says in kind of like, well, actually, but it's like sometimes when you drink too deeply and someone's experiencing a pretty strong emotion, you can take on those emotions.
Oh, that's interesting. And somehow I'm some magical unicorn, as I always am, and have miraculously found 2 that I could eat off right off the bat.
Okay. So you go into the club. What
Okay.
do you think it is? What do you think it is?
Gender's not a thing because one was male, one was female.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna go and put a song in.
Okay.
Probably my go-to to start off with things would be like Melissa Etheridge, I'm the Only One, so that I have a chance to scope the entire room.
Okay. What do you see?
And if you want me to roll a performance, I can. But
Oh, okay.
okay,
It's karaoke. It could be shit and it's fine.
yeah, pretty much. And I'm gonna look for somebody that's attractive to me. So
Okay.
I'm probably gonna look on the female side.
Okay.
And
You see this like kind of, you're still in that like you've got the business look going on, but you kind of like goth punked it out a little, steampunky gothed it out a little, less formal than your cohorts, and you see a just like beautiful, big-breasted, like under a corset, right? So they're like pulling them out, like blonde, kind of steampunk looking chick that made eyes at you while you were singing at the bar.
The titties.
if it is a wireless mic and I would have caught eye contact, I would have been like walking right up and then singing to her type thing, messing around. I love messing with the crowd in karaoke.
I think, you would like it's wired, but you could definitely like make it visually known that you've noticed her.
Perfect. Then once the song ends and everybody claps for everybody else and the next person starts to go up, I will make my way that way.
Okay.
And how's your night going?
It's better now.
Very nice. Are you singing?
No.
No. Okay. Well, it is a lot of fun singing. What are you drinking?
Dirty martini.
That can
You
be
gonna
very-
get me another one?
Sure.
All right.
So I'll order one I'm not gonna worry about a drink. I actually never drink at karaoke, so figure a few minutes of chit chat and possibly try and talk her into walking outside.
Okay. Are you gonna just try to talk her into it, or are you gonna use your awe?
I'll try and use my awe.
Okay. Roll it. Manipulation and presence.
Yep. So that is 2 successes. Oh, no, excuse me. 1 is a fail, so that would be only 1. I have 4 die. I ended up rolling a 9 and an 8, but then I got a 1 and a 5.
Okay. It doesn't work.
God, I should just not talk to people.
Well, the awe doesn't work, but you could still, like. I guess I could. No, I have to. Oh wait, it's opposed. Let's see how it goes for you. None of those succeed. It does work. Okay.
I told a bad joke and she just totally laughed and giggled about it and decided to walk with me outside.
Yeah. I'm like, oh. I mean, it kind of like starting to feel very like drunken bimbo-y at this point.
But not too drunk. Nope. So, go outside. I'm guessing it's probably a lot quieter. Maybe go off to a slight shadow.
Sure.
I would. Are you okay if I kiss you?
She's like, oh. And like puts herself against the wall, like encouraging you to like come get her at the wall.
Yeah. I will lean in and start kissing and nibbling down the neck, and just kind of lightly bite at the neck.
Okay. She kind of like softly moans and is like, oh, you know, like she's really soaking it in, and almost like she's like pushing herself into you a little bit more. And then as you like drive your teeth in, you get this taste in your mouth like you've licked a lead pipe. It's somewhere between gross, rusty metal pipe and the deep desire to vomit suddenly, while face deep, very close to this woman in her neck. It's like the most vile thing you've ever. And you've had Ramon's cooking.
I had to teach that man how to cook. I don't want to go back to that. Yeah, I would hope, if you make this a roll, that's fine, but I would hope that I would have at least enough wherewithal to lick that wound, because that's the last thing I would want her to do is realize that she's bleeding.
Sure. I think first thing we gotta do is decide if you're gonna throw up. So
on her shoes.
On her or not. You're pretty.
Okay, well, I just have this mental image of, oh, Izzy's gonna vomit on her shoes.
Yeah, even or odd.
Even.
You can control yourself, but you're like, it's horrible.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I will take a moment and step back after that. Like, okay, so.
And she like looks horrified that like you seem grossed out by her. Because she's like not aware enough with what's going on. She's like, are you okay?
I'm fine. I think
Smiths are dying. There's an actual cackle happening from around the corner. Like, I don't wear perfume. And she like comes at you like she's gonna come and kiss you now. She's like, You don't have to. It's okay.
Is my stomach still turning?
Yeah. It's
I'll let her come
horrible.
in for like a light kiss and then stop it and be like, I would love to continue this another time. But suddenly I think the alcohol I had earlier is hitting hard.
You can see her. She's like trying to put, like, she's just confused.
It's okay. It's not you.
It's not you, it's me.
I feel like when someone says that, it is actually about them.
No, it's definitely me. So
Yeah,
let's go
it
back
sure
inside.
is, bitch. And she like flips her hair and storms off.
What color
Yes.
is her hair?
That
Blonde, right? Her blonde golden locks.
Yes.
Okay, so
And now they're both just. He was like, I bet she doesn't work. That woman's probably never worked a day in her life. So now they're like trying to figure out, like they laughed at you, but now they're like trying to help you figure it out as you get in the car and head off. And they take you to see LaDonna, who has beckoned you.
absolutely. All right. I hope I've had time to let the taste settle.
I mean, it's still there. It's good. I feel like it's one of those things, because you can't like drink something to get the taste out of your mouth.
Because I don't know what to drink.
Right.
Okay.
And now you're almost too afraid to roll the dice with a blood bag, because there's no way to know.
Pretty much. None whatsoever at this point. Don't know if it's blood type or what.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
So you go in. There seems to be more. This is like more a Ventru home office, right? This is where you watch your onboarding videos. There seems to be a distinct. You realize in this kind of hub, this is definitely where the hub of the Ventru are. What's happening there? That there's this whole kind of environment that's exciting. There seems to be a lot more energy. And it's definitely, you get the sense that now that what you saw in Elysium is more like a pilot office than this would be more like the main office.
everything's strategically designed to be functional, but still have a little bit of beauty, but functional. Yeah. Corporate headquarters. Here we come.
There seems to be a lot more like normally kind of people who don't, they seem to be working normal type jobs. Almost like, this is a cover.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
And then you realize that there's a permanent Sharpie in your handbag.
There always has been.
They're very important. Mine tended to live in my braid.
Yeah, mine sit on my shirt usually. All right, so Smiths point me in the direction to LaDonna's office, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take one more second, try and calm the last bit of the stomach as much as I can. Pretend to breathe, and then knock on the door.
Come in.
LaDonna, you wanted to see me.
I did. You fucked up.
I think that could be kind of relative. I mean, unless you're talking about me trying to feed earlier, because that was gross.
Everyone goes through that.
Okay. Do you want me... Is this going to be a while? Do you want me to sit?
You may sit.
Okay. Close the door and I'll come and sit.
Care to explain to me what happened?
I might need a little bit more clarity about what
I gave you a direct order. You did not do it. So, care to tell me what happened?
See, you promised a lot of things, and I know that you could just reach across the desk and completely end me at this moment. I mean, you could have done it then too.
I'm not interested in physical displays of power.
There was no way of getting out of that room alive if I accused anybody.
Not true. I told you you'd be protected. You do not believe me? Do you sense that I'm a liar?
Don't sense that you're a liar, but I do know that the prince would override you if they felt like it.
The prince told you to accuse someone. You were in the position. Anyways, you failed. So, how are we gonna do now?
I mean, we're still trying to figure it out because it is a problem and an enigma.
Yes. How are you going to make it up to me?
Well, there is still someone to blame. It just wasn't the right setting or time.
Okay.
So it's not that I fucked up so much as I had to put a delay on what you asked me to do.
Then how will you afford me in return for the waste of my time and energy and efforts while you have extended your project without request?
Is there another project you need help with as well?
To a degree, but I have not been seen that you have been able to complete any projects at this point.
I'm only 4 or 5 days old. Essentially.
I was
Think of it
born
this way.
yesterday.
Literally do not accept excuses in my office, please. You either succeed or you don't. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Were you successful in your businesses?
Yes.
I didn't have enough time to meet a deadline was ever acceptable for you before?
Not really.
Would you have considered that a failing of one of your employees?
Potentially.
Potentially told them that they fucked up, especially if you were in the kitchen?
Potentially.
Okay. You fucked up. You did not meet a deadline. I am not impressed. It's your turn to make it up to me. Because you're an employee I don't get to fire.
How would you like me to make it up to you?
This is where you show me who you are. How are you going to make it up to me?
I may be new to the vampire world.
Kindred. Use the word kindred, please. It's disgusting to use the other term.
Thank you. Now I know. I may be new to the kindred, but I'm not new to power struggles. I went from being on top of the food chain to now the bottom. But the one thing that people forget is that the dishwashers hear everything.
This is true.
And at this point, I'm a dishwasher.
So you're offering information?
I'm offering to keep my ears and eyes open.
Which you should be doing for us anyways. More, please.
But as a particular employee that cannot be fired, I have also been paired up with other employees that cannot be fired that are in other groupings.
Yes.
Which means I'm going to be more likely to hear things from different perspectives that you might not hear.
Let me explain something to you. What you just described is the bare minimum of what I want from you. So, you should be doing that without that feeling like you doing me a favor.
Okay.
So, you complete the job at some point. Should I make this financially challenging for you?
doesn't need to be
Like,
something.
I'll figure out how to shut down every single one of your businesses for every week that you do not find a way to throw the toreadors out.
It's not necessary.
Okay. This Tremere
Mm-hmm.
in your group. I want to know more about the blood bags.
Okay. What little we do know right off the bat is that the bags did come from the Tremere. They did come from their stores, but they were stolen, en route. Which, we got that information a bit already.
Yes, they were under our care when they were stolen.
The question is how are we getting so much blood and blood bags? Like, how are we getting such a large supply? Because it seems like there's a lot of vampires in this city.
There are. We have the blood banks.
That makes sense. Anything in specific? Because
You know that people don't actually know when there is or is not a blood shortage. All you have to do is say to the people there's a blood shortage and they will come out and give you their blood.
in droves. You see it at every single war, and then the blood banks in other places say don't give anymore.
But see, they don't know that we are at war, so all you have to say is a medical professional that runs a research lab. I don't know, maybe Rue.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shortage, the word gets out, the hospitals start talking about the shortages.
Got it. So, keep an eye on the Tremere.
I would like to know more about what is happening there.
Okay. Blame the Toreador.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
I don't need them blamed, I need them destabilized.
You think there's a dick?
He's quite a twat, yes.
He really is.
I love the way she says that.
It's actually annoying that he's in his role. He degrades the rest of our positions.
Because, see, I don't mind Dolores. She scares me. But I
She's
do
a
have
good
mad respect
governor.
for her.
She's a good governor. She does a good job for the war. But Victor, as a primogen, that man doesn't give a shit about anything. Maybe what color toilet paper he is wiping his particular pompous ass with that day.
Anything else you'd like me to accomplish? Because I now see my task list, and I'm going to have to find ways of getting on it. Not to mention that apparently everybody's moving in with me, so that gives me more access to things.
You have a special skill set, do you not?
I do. A few.
Which one are you offering at this time?
I have surveillance systems and security that I can be looking into. I know that technically is the sewer dweller's job, but not that bad at it.
Sure. Get me a feed.
Is there one in particular you're looking for? Because that's
Yes. Rue's storage houses.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Okay.
And while you're figuring out what you're going to do with Victor and who's going to take, I will figure out who's going to take his place.
Okay.
Now, please.
All right.
Listen to the Smiths about where you eat. We understand you might have particular needs. Figure that out. And as always, you will be the eyes and the ears of your coterie to us.
Okay. I will report in as soon as I have something.
Fantastic. Get out of my office, dishwasher.
Heard. I'll get up and leave.
Okay. Anything else?
Since this is the hub of all the fronts of the various businesses that we probably use to launder all kinds of things, I'll see if I can find somebody I can get in with that does like security. Like, you know, I'm sure that we have security companies that do night watches, that kind of stuff.
Sure. Sure.
That way
There's a younger venture that's trying to start up a cleaning business in the offices in the area that will have some legitimate, some Nosferatu in order for information gathering. And teaming up with them might be a good way to start getting into some security otherwise in the city, but maybe not necessarily with Rue.
No, but it would give me access to tools.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for. All right, so I will start a work relationship with this person and start helping them with some of those setups.
Okay, sounds good.
Set up the books and everything for that as well.
Anything else?
Still don't know what prey type is, technically.
Theoretically.
Out.
So, no, nothing else. I mean, we know what I shouldn't eat. So far, kind of. I will have to collab that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Look at that. And I'm gonna have to start getting onto my security systems and plotting that stuff. And probably updating those onboarding videos, because, dude, they're at least 50 years old. At least. Time has changed.
Okay. That's it for me. All right, sounds good. Amelia.
Yes.
Tell us about your card and the first part of your week.
So Amelia drew the card The Fae, which is about shedding one's old version of oneself, but also active purification. So to Amelia, an act of getting back to nature or purification actually is a gig. So she's kind of like learning the ropes and trying and like learning the difference between what she thought was real and what is actually real when it comes to the Bang Bang Club and the Bruja, and realizes that she may have violated the law of hospitality for basically any seemingly female attractive clan leader in the city. So that was a really terrifying realization. Navigating her relationship with Trixie and the rest of the crew, and she does proceed to get the crap beaten out of her for a very, very, very long period of time. And she learns how to like heal again, because basically they put her through the ringer, as even though she is a Toreador, she needs to toughen up a bit. So she learns how to be really fast, or rather learns how to be very agile in certain circumstances, and gains a new weapon that she pretty much carries around with her, which is like a nice big baseball bat, which she basically has around with her. Somehow she gets away with it with her aesthetic, so it works well. People don't really question why the punk singer's walking around with a baseball bat. They think it's actually more of like a showpiece than actual weapon when she's going to places. Because, you know, she's just like, it's just part of the aesthetic.
You could have duct tape, put a mic in it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
There's a little divot in a lot of them now, about this deep and about that round. So like that deep, it's about the perfect size for a mic. I'm just saying.
So that could happen. And
Now I want that. Now we must send the baseball bat. Do you have the other weapons, or is that the only one you're in?
oh yes, and she does also get another. They give her another really cool weapon. 2 cool weapons. She gets given some brass knuckles to fight with that are very punk. Again, fits the aesthetic, so no one questions her walking around with them on her belt waist. And she gets a chain wallet that's a flail. The gayest flail ever that ever existed.
Yes.
It probably has a carabiner hanging off it at one of the chain links.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's multi-purpose for her.
Just one?
It's just one carabiner. It's the amount of keys that are attached to the carabiner.
I thought it was the amount
At
of
level.
gear attached
Yeah.
to the keys. Attached to the, yeah, it makes it gayer. Isn't
Yeah.
it gayer the more things that are on it?
Pretty much. She's got a bloody flail on it. I think that's pretty like gay. And a
Yeah,
wallet.
but is the wallet at the end rainbow colored?
No, it's black. These
Does it
like
have
black
flames?
rainbows. Probably.
My-
So she continues to be a walking stereotype. But she's like kind of like loving life in her little like found life. She has been smacked down quite a bit though, so she's feeling a bit rough. And she thinks that she needs to do something to find her level of zen, and she has really embraced her ego, especially has embraced her concept of being the voice of the wall. And she decides that to do her job, like, because she isn't the best or the fast or the quickest fighter. Her job is to rally the troops and inspire them. So she will do just that and get the Bruja and any associated allies that the Bruja choose to invite to the Bang Bang Club for a gig to help them get the right attitude vibe
Okay.
with the current incursions that are happening.
Yeah. So a couple things. One, Butch has the conversation with you that like you understand that you're asking to bring your band,
Yeah.
who's human,
That I need.
into the club
I've been before. I don't.
and rile us up.
They're part of the Magic Man. You guys all know them, like. Right.
You already killed a bitch.
I've got this. I'll just presence them and make them be it. Feel good.
This could end very badly for you.
But it could end really well for everybody else. This is my job.
All right. All right.
So good, brah. I got it.
So, before the concert.
Oh, and we're sorry, the one thing, during the fighting and the beatdowns, when they try and feed her blood, they notice when they try and feed her from blood bags and from certain people, Amelia vomits it up.
That's right, you have a feeding type.
So she can't feed off normies.
Yeah. Basic bitches, right?
Basic bitches, pretty much.
Basic humans.
It's a good thing the Bruja took you back home, huh?
Yeah. So many Karens in the Toreador. So many Karens.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so before the concert, Javier meets with you. So I guess we'll say, certainly in the like trying to toughen you up, they're teaching you to use your presence. They're teaching you to use because what do you have? Do you have dominate?
Dominate, cloud memory, dominate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You have dominate. You have presence. And then what's your
point of celerity? Catchphrase.
Okay. So, they're kind of teaching you how to use, because they're Bruja, how to use those things in combat. And so, although Butch is not a huge fan of this plan, he's gonna let you do it because you need to be able to use these, like, to figure out how to use your powers if you can, in like a performative way, he thinks. So, but Javier meets with you before the concert and essentially has a conversation with you about the soldiers and how it's important that he, as the governor of the infantry, know all of the soldiers in the city, not just the ones that you're going to ramp up, but the new ones, the 5 new soldiers, and encourages you at some point to get your party into a fight so that you can report back to him what everyone is capable of.
I get to start a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into it.
That way, and again, he's very much selling it as like the war effort. That's what this is, right?
Do you know any like hotspots where we could run into some people?
Figure it out. I believe you're dumb enough to start a fight.
Thanks for believing in me, boss. Bad.
Yeah. I've heard we're definitely not keeping you as for your brawn, which means that we get to use your brains. Intel. That's gross.
My talents are very specific.
Well, I guess you'll have to prove it.
On it.
How would you like to go about this show? You want to talk to the band? You want to, I'm assuming you went and had practice earlier in the week.
Yeah, they commented a little bit of how Amelia looks a bit shitter than normal. A little bit more pale than normal. But her vibe is still immaculate. And she just played off with them that she went into like a Trixie hole the few days that she was missing, and comes up with some amazing new music inspired about Trixie and inspired about what happened. And she does tell them that that the Bang Bang Hub is letting us perform a private party, but it is riskier. But it's with really important people in the city that will really help us get a leg up. But it's much riskier, and that if I tell them to run, that they should barricade themselves. In the dressing room, it's a gang. Who knows what could happen, but how many opportunities that they could give us. That they're so well connected. I really want to take that opportunity.
Use your charisma and persuasion.
1, 2, 4 successes.
Oh, you're good. You just needed 2. All right, they're in. Like you seem to be. You've come in, right? Come out of this Trixie hole, but you've got like this new, like go attitude, which I think maybe they're kind of like they're used to this like wave with you. And they're like, well, this is when we move forward in our careers and those kind of things. But it's weird because, like, obviously Trixie's still around. You know, it's just a matter of time. But you know, they are willing to do it. They don't actually think they're going to be in any danger. They don't believe that, even though you've told them. They're like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's a gang. We've always performed at this club. It's, you know, it's like home for them too, just like it is for you. And what's your signal? You're just going to tell them to run. That's what you tell them. Okay. All right. So this, you have been beat up pretty badly, and probably haven't had time to like feed real well.
No.
So we're gonna go into this with 3 hunger.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What would you like to do?
So obviously there's like, you know, the normal kind of like warm-up band who like, you know, G's everyone up and it's all like, yay, but everyone's really there to see like the new version of Amelia and what's going on. There is a lot of like muttering in the crowd because they're all, half of them witnessed her get put through a wall by Trixie. But they're happy that she's back. But there's still a little bit resentment in the air that she's a Toreador and not a Bruja. It gets pretty wild like straight away. Like Amelia is like full force like obnoxious shithead punk singer, plus now she's a vampire. She even does this thing where like, you know, she'll like punch someone in the crowd and they'll punch back in the face. The band's a bit like, but they just like they go with it because the energy's so high. The classic like, she's at the front singing and someone throws a beer at her. She catches it and then, not thinking, drinks it straight away.
You
but
vomit.
Amelia cannot and just but that just like G's everyone even more. It's that classic moment of I'm so fucking cool, because she just like catches this bottle out of midair and then like chunks it, half of it like going on her, not really in her mouth. We're not doing a shoey. I may be Australian, but they're disgusting.
What is a shoey?
I don't know what that is.
A shoey is when someone takes off their shoe in a gig, pours the beer in the shoe, and then drinks it out of the shoe. I've been at gigs where like Youngblood's done it at Australian gigs. Some like big American stars have done it. Yeah. It's a punk / Australian thing. It's kind of gross.
You can have that one.
Kind of gross. It's.
So she doesn't do a shoey, but the beer kind of like half of it goes in, half of it's like goes all over her fronts.
I'm just need a moment. I'm just trying to process this shoey situation.
I'll send you videos of like people doing it.
Okay.
Like really famous Americans is coming to gigs down here and doing it as well. Yeah.
I guess it's like it's like the Wisconsin shot ski, I guess. So, all right.
What's that?
We have a ski that has holes drilled through it that have shot glasses in it, and there are 4 of you have to like tip the ski together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Drinking culture is so interesting.
Anyways, moving on.
And so, you know, half of the beer goes like over her, and some goes in the mouth, but what does come in the mouth then gets vomited straight up, and that goes all over her, but she just plays it off as even more fucking metal, and the Bruja girls and guys are like, fucking hey! And then she'll like take the bottle and smash it on her head. It's just metal.
Right.
Yeah. And the gig is going off.
You want to roll your performance?
But now I have 3 of these.
What does that look mean?
Thanks for those 3 hunger die.
Yeah. Did you crit?
I did. On all 3 of them.
What? Oh,
And then a couple of successes on my normal die. But, yeah, three hits. That hunger die. So that is what one would call a, what do they call them?
They're called messy crits.
Oh no.
Oh no.
How many total did you get?
So
Your
if all the
total
crits
success.
count as 2,
They do.
7.
Oh shit.
Because 6 successes on the hunger die because they all count as 2, and then another success on the other die. I'm rolling like 8 dice. Oh, I get to roll one more if you really want me to, but I don't really need to.
Oh, now I do. Yeah.
This is gonna be so good. So
It's gonna be so bad.
I mean,
That's a success too.
I think
So
we mean the same thing.
8 successes, 3 crits on 3 hunger dice.
Oh shit.
here's the thing with like messy crits, right? I mean, like, it's a great thing. Kind of.
From a story standpoint, it is.
But like it's still like she got 8 successes. The hardest thing you can ever do is 6 successes in the game.
Amelia is a specialist.
It's just that when it's a messy crit, it breaks the masquerade. There's only a certain number of people that aren't in the masquerade that are in the room.
Oh shit.
So I just switched into the prince.
Rose, your princess. I was about to say, Rose, your princess
My
showing.
prince is showing.
We're not
Critique.
But I
All that talk of the glitter,
Someone has to
bedazzled crowns brought her out.
I have
Oh, it's
blown
amazing.
too close to the sun.
yes.
A skosh, perhaps?
Well,
Girl boss.
I will say, like, they do not frenzy the crowd at this point. We're gonna roll it again because you're doing so well. But it was, you know, they're like, but they're really into it, right? This is the best performance you have ever given. Did you use your auth, or is this just like straight
No.
non-natural?
Out natural. Ow! And I could have rolled another dice because I'm pretty.
I mean, well, if you've lost your risk because you succeeded so well.
No, that was only a 3, so
Okay.
my pretty dice didn't help. No,
Still-
she hasn't used all at all. It's
Okay.
just Amelia is that fucking good at singing and being a rock star.
Quick.
The only thing she's really good.
Yeah. So you are just like, this is the performance of your life. And to a degree, I think it's one of those like where you kind of have started to come into your own skin. You know that like there's this connection with these people in a deeper way than you ever had before. These people that you consider home and family and community. Trixie is there, and you had a good date earlier in the week, but you now know in a way that feeling is way more mutual than you'd had wondered, and it's significantly like changed, and you're kind of like feel like, yeah, like I'm starting to come into my own, and all of that and the crowd is starting to like fuel your performance. And as the performance goes on, there's just kind of this like crescendo moment behind one of your like old but classic good, like very popular songs. You haven't switched really to like the newer stuff yet. And you turn to your bandmates, right? Which are, Stein's your bassist. Guitarist.
Grace is the bass player. And Lucy's the drummer.
So you turn to Grace, and you kind of like start to get in her face, and she looks like a little taken back. And so you turn towards Stein, who's been like your best friend forever. You guys have been your BFFs. And you just bare your fangs at him because you get so overwhelmed. And you can see the like click for him as he starts to realize that like something is changing about you, and there's definitely like beginning to be a masquerade breach.
Amelia headbutts him.
Okay. Roll your strength and your brawl.
Oh God, don't take us off.
Quick, give him a concussion. He'll forget everything.
My Stein is broken.
He can't remember if he has no
I
head.
only have 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 3 hunger dice. So just all the dice hunger dice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This crit? Just 1 crit. Though.
Just 1? Okay.
Just 1. So 2 successes.
You headbutt him so fucking hard that like he kind of gets like really dazed. He starts to like drop his guitar. But like you've managed to like headbutt him so hard that there is like a trickle of blood that's starting to come down from his head.
Amelia like grabs his head and grins, like so like in the moment, and looks at the crowd, and then just like tilts his head like this and licks it.
Okay. He is like starting to physically move away from you. Is not only are you being strange, but like this has riled the crowd up, who you just tasted blood and they just smell blood. So I need you to roll a frenzy.
Oh shit.
Which
Stein right now is the I'm in danger meme.
I'm in danger.
What is that again?
No.
Hold on, let me find it. I thought I had
Oh
it.
my God. Okay, but this is better.
Oh yeah, hunger provocation. So it's a difficulty 2. Sight of an open wound or overpowering smell of blood while at hunger 4 or higher. So you are at hunger 3 and you've smelled blood. So it's just, you just need 1 success. So roll your willpower.
Which again is 3. With 3 hunger dice. I got 1 success
Good!
and no
You do-
failures.
You do great.
He's
Don't
not
need
dead.
don't need to frenzy on your buddy. But the crowd.
Oh,
Oh no.
that's a lot of die.
Okay. Okay, so the crowd gets 3 successes. So they are riled up, but nobody has quite lost it yet. So as this performance is going on, how would you like to proceed, knowing that the tensions are at this level?
And he's backing away from me.
Mm-hmm. He's dropped his base. He's backing away from you.
She steps towards him and goes, "You know I love you, right?"
And he's just like, is very afraid of you at the moment. And he looks past you at Gracie.
And she grabs him by the front of the jackets. And then she looks at Gracie and Lucy and tells them to run, pumping dread out at them.
Okay.
And looks at him and thinks, "You me," and throws him into the crowd.
Okay. Dread.
Sorry, Daunt.
Dawn. Okay. And that's presence? Is that what that's under? Okay, it's free, so you don't have to roll it. You can add, so Dawn just allows you to add a presence die to all the rest of your rolls.
So, do you want manipulation?
So, yeah, sure. I would say manipulation and
Persuasion?
sure. And you get the daunt die for the rest of the scene.
Cool.
But you are now at hunger 4. Correct?
Oh, that costs me blood, does it? Yeah.
I believe that one does. Nope, that one's free.
Okay. So I got a 10 and a 7 on my normal
I
die.
love Katie's like,
I have so much anxiety in almost every single interaction Amelia has with somebody else because I am fairly positive somebody is going to fuck her shit up at every single moment.
Character most likely to die.
No, we established it's Pebbles. Pebbles is going to kill Amelia.
10 and a 7 on her normal dice, and a 10 and a 9 on her hunger die.
your hunger die are hungry, if you will. Okay, so it works. The girls start to run. You can see like they kind of like
barricade yourselves in the room.
I'm sorry, Gracie is the drummer? No,
Gracie's the bass player.
okay. So
Lucy's the
Gracie is like pretty shocked and just kind of like backing away. Luce like sees the change in you, saw that you just like did something very strange, then headbutted, then like Stein, and now you're gonna throw him into the middle of this crowd. And they both start to realize that like you might be the danger that you were talking to them about. And so Lucy just like kicks the drum set over and is like over the back of her stool, chucks a drumstick at you, and they start to head towards the green room. And you threw Stein into the crowd? The crowd of vampires. Crowd of
Yep.
angry vampires. Go for it. What would you like to do?
So she like throws him into the crowd and is just like, looks towards the crowd as like, it's rock and roll, like, and just like starts a cappella singing like a really big kind of like riling up chant song
Okay.
to them, like a call and response kind of
Okay.
fight song to them.
Oh, Stein.
Even or odds?
Stein's not gonna fare very well.
Even or odds?
Odds.
Oh crap. Okay, it was even. If it had been an odd, Stein would have started moshing with you. But it was even. So you realize that Stein is like doing his best to try to hide amongst this crowd and sneak out.
Using Cat's Grace.
Okay.
She's gonna like, kind of like jump over, like drop the microphone. And the guys are like still doing like a death pit, mosh pit. Like they're kind of like, the guys and girls of the Bruja are just doing it on their own at this point. She's riled them up so much that she kind of like does, using Cat's Grace, just kind of like skitters over like all of like the amplifiers and stuff. In this really like keeping her eyes on Stein the whole time. And kind of dances across it and like lands in front of him as he's trying to like crawl out from the crowd
Okay.
and looks down at him.
The fuck is going on, Amelia?
What are you afraid of?
You at the moment.
It's all good. It's just fun, Bobby.
No, it's not. And he starts to like back away from you. And he bumps into Bush.
Amelia, look at me. She like grabs him by the face and then uses Dominate to cloud his memory.
Okay. Does that? I think that one does cost you.
I think that one does.
So that is your charisma and your dominate. And you're rolling against his whiz and resolve. Okay. 2. I also got 2 successes.
Fuck. She's gonna spend a willpower point
Okay, so you're gonna
to try and
the
force
blood.
him to.
Because it's
Yeah.
actually dominates free. So you can use the
Yeah.
willpower point. Okay.
So try again.
Cloud his memory.
Dude, what the fuck happened? That was the most amazing gig ever, but like, you gotta get out of here, like, what the fuck?
Stein just like kind of, and he like,
Did you get a concussion? Like, what the fuck?
and he kind of looks over at Trixie, looks at them. He's like, "Where's everybody?"
They're in the green room. They'll be okay. It's just it just got too hit. Look at them. It's just got too crazy out here.
I should go.
Yeah.
Okay. And he leaves out the front door. You're gonna let him leave out the front door, or you're gonna send him to the girls?
Send him to the girls.
Okay.
And then she will go back there and attempt to do the same thing.
Okay. You're rolling your hunger die when you do this, by the way. Now you're at 4.
Oh. One more. Fuck. 2 successes.
On the girls or on Stein?
On the girls. Already done.
Okay.
So.
General successes, or were any? You didn't have anything.
1 crit.
Okay.
But nothing messy. Like, not enough.
The girls didn't pass, so on any of it.
Cool. Amelia gives them this speech about this is the direction that she wants to go, and like she totally understands that like this is too hardcore for them, like if they want to back out and not be part of this anymore.
No, I mean they're with you. It wasn't that bad. They don't remember it being anything like too extreme. So they've just, they're gonna stay with you at this point. Why would you break up a good thing? Seems to be going well.
You're all right.
You've managed to keep everybody safe. As far as they're concerned, they're like, it was just like a really intense gig. Like, what are you being so fucking paranoid about?
Amelia is so fucking hungry right now that she's just kind of like, yeah,
Oh no!
and they are totally in her wheelhouse of like,
Oh no!
things to eat. And she's
They're
like
in danger.
grinding her teeth. And she kind of goes, cool! And then kind of like backs out of the door, runs. Pulls out the door.
So, as you're starting to walk out, Stein is like, hey, Amelia. And then fucking headbutts you back.
Shit. Fair.
But
That's
he
fair.
starts bleeding again.
I was gonna say, is he
Oh,
bleeding?
shit. Oh no.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
So it's 3 successes. But I have to get to pass this time. Because I'm at hunger 4, is that right?
No, you need open wound. Yeah, smell of blood while at hunger 4. 2. You need at least 2.
At least 2. Okay. And I'm rolling my willpower. Is that right? In its current level,
Yes.
which is now 2.
Yeah, you need to succeed on both of them. Did you do it? Did you do it?
Oh, shit. Because they're both hunger die.
Oh
I
no!
got a 10 and a 9. So is that a messy crit?
No.
Again?
It's not. They need to be both 10s.
So it's 3, not 4, right?
Right, they would need to both be 10s. Okay, you succeed. But you are about to rip Stein's head off.
Amelia is like getting the fuck I've gotta go yell at Trixie about something. I think she said something that pissed me off. Gotta go.
But wait!
No.
And he follows you back out.
No.
I need to. And she looks back at him. She's so hungry. Buddy, I'll just be sick. You know, those post-show jitters, man. I gotta, like, go see Trixie.
But like, how long are we supposed to hide back here? You said run. Like, what are we supposed to do? You said, like, the only part of the plan you gave us was when you said run to go here, but we didn't run, and it was a good show. So, like, what's the problem? And he's, like, talking to you as he's, like, walking back into the crowd.
And I'm just, her eyes are just like... Amelia frantically looks around for Trixie. She's just like...
Stein's not the brightest fellow, is he?
No.
Stein has a death wish.
So Stein comes out, and, you know, there's, like, a little trickle of blood. And next thing you know, instantly, another one of the Bruja is in Stein's face.
Amelia, full on, attempts to really badly, crash tackle Stein out of, back into the change rooms. Because she knows there's no way that she'll be able to move this Bruja.
Right.
So
So,
she
like,
just,
when he gets in his face, he's like, hey.
And Amelia's just like...
And, like, starts to,
oh, no!
Oh, God! Before you're able to, knock him. Okay. 2 successes and 1 fail. Bestial fail, but it's not 2. So you shove him back in the hallway, and he's like, "What is going on?"
Man, I told you they're dangerous. None of you guys are listening to me. They're into some weird shit. They can really help us in our career, but you guys And she's this close to Stein's face as the drop of blood is coming down again.
Lick him.
I think the previous vampire licked him, so
Yeah, well, previous vampire used a finger. I just mean he's your buddy. You didn't know hands. It's a tongue on the face.
That's the thing we do with our friends. We just lick them.
You've already licked him
you
once.
do with your friends.
if you don't lick
on
your
stage
friend,
in front of everybody else.
If you don't bite your friends, how do they know that you love them?
By saying I love you. That usually works.
The neurodivergent urge to just chomp your friends.
Fair enough. That's
so Stein's like, okay, but will you come get us, or? And he kind of just starts to walk around, go back into the room, and
Stop it!
you
Stop being stupid.
Turn around to where the other Bruja was, and is just kind of tries to give this territorial aggression face of mine.
And they just smile a little bit. What would you like to do?
She's gonna grit her teeth, full bare her teeth, and try and daunt on him to get him to back the fuck down.
You get to keep your daunt up for the whole scene,
So
This isn't stressful at all.
Charisma and intimidation, or
Okay,
charisma
yeah.
and persuasion.
No, I think it's
Well, charisma and streetwise.
I would let you do manipulation and persuasion or manipulation and intimidation.
Okay. So 5 dice. 3 of them are
4 of them.
so hungry right now. Cool. 4 successes. 2 10s. 1 on a. Oh, actually, fuck.
What?
2 10s on 2 of the blood die.
Well, luckily you're talking to a vampire, so it doesn't quite matter if you. But I wonder if Stein sees it. Let's see. He doesn't. Damn.
Amelia is like full on like vibing all her Sylvie. She's like trying to get into that Sylvie face zone. Grr arg. Like I'm a big bad nasty
Cat.
angry thing.
Oh, and
Territorial
let's roll it against theirs. What did you roll on your?
5 10 5 4 10.
How many successes?
4.
Okay. They like back down. You can tell they're kind of like whatever, not worth it. What would you like to do? You gonna go find Trixie still?
Amelia is like.
But as you're like walking by, you hear him go, "There's snacks in the green room," to another one of the brouhaha.
No.
Amelia is just like
he took that he wasn't allowed to, but he's pissed.
Amelia is just like yells for Butch and Trixie, and then like just like goes back to the door and like this last like, I am defending my territory, my puppies. I will get the shit kicked out of me, but I will try because this is my fucker.
Yeah. So Trixie comes back and like looks at you and is just like, hold on. Runs and gets you a blood bag and brings it back. So you can at least drink the blood bag while you're standing like barricaded in the door. Maybe. Butch, realizing that like this is getting riled up, gives the signal to Javier. And Javier's like, all right, let's go. And basically calls the crowd out of the Bang Bang Club to go to the front lines. And you're left in, and Trixie just goes, I got it. Good luck.
Don't die.
We'll see.
We'll see?
And she just takes off running.
Don't even get a kiss. Fuck!
It's okay. Go eat Stein's face.
So after
Your man.
after a bit and everybody else, like you hear her as she like comes around the corner, let's go motherfuckers, and like kind of like battle cry, and you like it's the first time you kind of see her in that more like lieutenant kind of role. Like she kind of like she straightens up, heads out, and Butch comes back, standing there, like, need to fix that.
I'd forgotten. Like,
You got lucky. And he just walks away.
Amelia, like, thinks for a moment. And then kicks in the door. And starts on this, like, I'm too good for you fuckheads rant.
No.
I tried to be nice about it. And I tried to scare you away. But it's clear that I am superior than all of you. And I don't want to be abandoned with you guys anymore. You're pathetic and you'll never make anything of yourselves outside of this fucking town.
Oh, wow.
Don't call me. Don't look for me. I don't want anything to do with you, piece of shit. Get out. You don't belong here. You're not good enough even for here.
Okay, roll your manipulation and persuasion.
How is this worse?
And she'll stick a bit of daunt in there. Vibe. And she's pretty. Apparently that's social girl.
She's beautiful.
Am I hunger 3 or hunger 2 after the blood bag?
3. You didn't really have enough.
It's still semi drinking. It's still basic bitch. It's still a bit drinking out of a blood bag. Are you saying manipulation and persuasion?
Yeah.
So 1 full blood bag is like regaining 1 hunger or like reducing 1 hunger?
It's a little... I mean, she would actually probably need more. Partly because of her feeding type.
And her generation too, right?
Yeah.
So it was 5 successes. But then I got 2 1s. So 2 successes? Or 1 success?
You had 5.
Sorry, I had a 10. A 10. A 7. And 2 1s.
Okay, so the 2 10s and the 2 1s cancel each other out.
Okay.
So you had 1 success?
2 successes. 7 and a 9.
Okay. So they like Gracie believes you?
No.
But like Stein and
Of course.
And Lucy are like, we've heard this speech before.
Just like you.
Like you do this after every big show.
Wow.
Like we
Damn,
know,
Amelia's a dick.
we know who you are. Like you know us. Do you think? And Stein's like, dude, do you think any other dumbass in this city would work with you?
I don't need anybody. I don't need you.
You don't need me.
I don't need you. I never did. You're a glorified babysitter.
Yeah, I've always been your glorified babysitter. Like since high school. Oh,
not
big
good enough.
scary Amelia. Big feelings. You're so fucking punk rock. I think I'm so great. I'm gonna go get famous. You're even wearing a chain wallet, douchebag.
It's not just me. They don't want you here. They
What the
picked
fuck
me.
is going on?
I'm just better than you guys.
Amelia. If you don't want the band to be together anymore, you should just say that.
I don't want the band to be together anymore. Get the fuck out of my life.
And he grabs his guitar and his guitar's out front. They all start packing up their shit.
Amelia, because she's like in that passive aggressive mood of like she's gonna make this stick, actually starts picking up their instruments and chucking them out the door. She's being an absolute dick about it.
Wow.
No.
Lucy,
Someone's gonna hit Amelia. It's gonna happen.
Lucy, like, is getting her stuff, and she just like turns around. It's like, why?
Why the fuck not? You're not good enough. Just accept it. Like, some of us are built to
You're
be
full
different.
of shit. That's not what you think. I know that. Everybody knows that. So why?
I've moved beyond you, sweetheart. And then she like takes like literally Lucy's most expensive piece, like drum piece, and like boots it. You won't need that anymore anyway. So
She charges you.
Oh god, Lucy's gonna die.
She doesn't need hunger die. She's just a mere human. Okay. You're rolling your strength and your brawl. Unless you plan on using your weapon.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Chain wallet.
She won't. Although
no. Amelia slips on her brass knuckles because it's just
Okay.
hanging.
Oh fuck.
Oh no,
Oh no.
Add an extra die.
So now I have 3, and all 3 of them are hunger. Amazing.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
But she is trying to limit it to a non-lethal blow.
But she hungry.
She's hungry, and that's gonna draw all
1
of it.
success.
She beats you.
That's on brand.
So you like start to swing at her and she's just like, and like dodges it and fucking clocks the shit out of you. And takes you and like slams you against the wall. I need you to roll a provocation for a frenzy. The roll is actually just your willpower.
And I've already spent a dot of it, so now it's only 2.
Correct.
You have only 2 willpower?
Now.
She's been using it up.
I've only had 3 to start with. My resolve is 1 and my composure is 2. So my willpower is 3.
This is actually why she built it like a Bruja, because this is part of why Brujas
That's fair.
all the
That's
time.
fair. She built it like a Bruja explains everything because I'm sitting here being built like a Toreador with 6 willpower.
So, you frenzy?
Very confused. What'd you get?
Oh no.
I got a 6.
And
1 success.
You have 2 options.
And a 1.
Oh!
Oh no.
You have no
Not
options.
only did you fail and you're gonna frenzy, you like botched into your frenzy. That's exciting.
That's
You have
so
2 options.
sad.
You may ride the wave, or you can describe your own frenzy. It's up to you.
As Amelia gets slammed against like the barricade at the stage, suddenly and she's like swinging and like trying to be like badass, all of a sudden her body just goes like ramrod solid, and her face just unadulteratedly turns into a vampire, and her teeth come out, and like Lucy, which
Loose.
Luce is there like literally holding her, and what she like kind of drops the brass knuckles, and they kind of like clatter on the ground, and her hand reaches up and grabs Luce by the top of the hair and just yanks her head down and bites her like horribly, messy, violently and painfully, just, and rips and drops her. Looks up at the other 2, like blood coming down her face, saying, "I told you to run," and then just launches at them.
Okay.
Attempting to kill them.
Okay. You want to kill them both?
She's in a frenzy. She told them to run. She told them they wouldn't know. And they wouldn't leave. Wouldn't do what they're told. She's in a frenzy. Her beast has taken over. She's insulted. She's going to rip people's heads off.
Okay. You don't have to roll anything if you don't want. You're in a frenzy, so it's up to you. Either you just describe it or I describe it.
I've done one. Why don't you do two? Considering who Stein's named after.
Sorry, Stein. I love you, but I'm gonna rip your head off. Okay. So they like see it. You're covered in blood, and you hear this the scream, but it's not getting. Like when the noise in your head, you're so like angry and blinded by something that you can't actually hear any noise on the outside.
Like a fishbowl.
Mm-hmm. So there's this scream that comes out of Gracie. And they both just like start taking off. And they like split. But you manage to just run over, you grab Gracie, and you just pop her neck quickly and let her drop to the ground. And then, because you know that they're splitting, right? So then you go after it and you jump in front of Stein. And you growl at him. And for just a minute, the blood that you just had is starting to like seep into your body. So you're starting to come out of your frenzy. But you just growl at him, looking into your childhood best friend's eyes. And you rip his throat out.
Kind of in that moment, as soon as like all like the provocation has like disappeared, suddenly like the frenzy drops. And she's literally kind of like got pieces of him in her hand. And she looks around and they've kind of formed like this almost perfect triangle in like the way that they split and the way that she is in, and there's like blood everywhere and all over her. And she kind of just like staggers into the middle of the circle and just like flops to the ground and then just kind of sits there staring off into space. And yells out like in this voice, like this kind of like, well, I need help to clean it up, but I'm kind of disassociating at the same time. She just kind of goes, Butch, I need to clean up my mess.
And as you're sitting there, like on the ground, and you hear that, stepping out of the shadows, this pair of bright yellow eyes, black skin, cracked like the desert. It says, "It's a major breach."
Amelia just kind of like hangs her head and just like supplicates herself.
And he nods like he understands. But like giving you the realization that had you not killed them, he would have.
I clean up my mess. They were my friends. My responsibility.
One less problem, I guess.
And something within Amelia, in like the spark of like her humanity, what is like keeping her here, because she has already frenzied once and lost control and killed someone, and it's now the second time that has happened, just kind of like dies.
And you see Steve just like slip into the club. You assume he's gonna go get Butch.
Amelia picks up the drumstick that Lucy threw at her and then goes into Stein's pocket and gets out his favorite guitar pick. And goes up to Gracie's arm and pulls off her sweatband and pulls it off and looks at them and then shoves them in her pocket and then starts then reaching into that part of her that just dies so it doesn't hurt as much. She just starts dragging their bodies into a pile like they're people she doesn't know anymore.
Okay. Anything else that happens during your week?
She uses her contacts to announce that the band's broken up.
You can also use Carson.
Yeah.
Carson Dean has a connection to the local TV stations.
And that
Of course he
Amelia
does.
is going on in her solo project, that there was a big fight at creative differences, and that, the band thinks that Amelia's ego is too big and that they don't even want to be in the same town.
Are you
So-
going for them being missing people, or are you going to...
No, them leaving. Them
Okay. So for their families?
Yeah, that they've gone on a road trip, so if they've
Okay.
gone missing on their road trip,
It's not your problem. Okay.
so they've gone off to do that. Amelia thought
Oh,
about learning
Just
how
a
to
second.
control-
We got to find out how the fight went on the front line.
Jesus. Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no.
She she wanted to go to Kai to try, and she was considering going to Kai to learn how to control her anger, but she doesn't know if he's the right person for her, so she tries to see if she can try and through Steve or through Butch find someone who can give her tutelage, because she thinks she's too dirty now to be able to go to someone like Kai and say, hi, I need help. She moves in to the place, but she's a bit withdrawn. She hasn't told anybody about what happened. She just told them that band broke up. And yeah, she tries to hang out with the cat.
Oh, yeah. Roll it. Even or...
Evens.
Okay, roll it. Pebbles doesn't like you.
So, in the house, in this really weird spot in Amelia's room, she puts the guitar pick, the sweatband, and the drumstick. But it's strange. She treats it like that she's a monster, to not forget that she's a monster, rather than as a remembrance thing. All of them still have blood on them, and she doesn't remove them or clean them. And she calls the cat Stein when no one's watching and talks to him.
Okay.
And then, gets yelled at by Trixie. Trixie's still alive.
She is.
Yay! One good thing happened, and Trixie yells at her because she's a fucking idiot.
She's actually like a lot more comforting about it than you realize. Like
Aw.
you thought she was gonna be mad, but she acknowledges that you just lost your band, and you just lost a portion of actually everything that ties you.
Gracie was one of her touchstones.
Oh no.
Oh no. How does that work? If you kill if you kill your own touchstone.
You lose humanity, don't you?
That's the humanity on that one versus the first one. So she acknowledges that like this is kind of the end of it for you, and tries to like, it's a good show.
It's a great show.
Like a finale.
Yeah. Gotta learn to do this on my own, right? I couldn't bring them with me anyway. This is the life I wanted, right? With you, so. You never
You
said
didn't
that,
get a
wasn't
choice
it?
again.
Again. I get to choose you.
Yeah. Sure.
Cats don't like me.
Cats are stupid.
Can't believe I'm in love with you.
I will say though, like if you're at home and you like need it, cat.
Wonder if I could do that.
I mean like eat. Eat. Doesn't try to be dirty, just so.
Don't you fucking dare eat my cat.
Babe, Claudia's terrified. Like we all pretend that she's like this sweet, gorgeous thing. But the reason I'm trying to make friends with her so hardcore is I think she's the worst of us.
Yeah. She might be.
Like I'm her scary dog, like authority right now. But I think very soon I'm gonna need her as the scary dog.
Yeah, because you're kind of a puss. You got punched in the face by a human. And you have fast skills.
Shut up, let me teach you my fast skills.
And we'll fade to black there for them.
I have a couple competing questions.
Yeah.
One is the thought that when so this is less a question, more just a comment I was very good and restrained myself from making in the moment because it was a very emotional moment where Amelia was dragging the bodies into a pile like people she didn't know anymore. Literally in my head just went, just somebody that I used to know. Somebody.
Oh my god.
Two is somewhat more important to the plot, which is Stein is Amelia's childhood best friend. Does Genevieve know Stein?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I based on that, like the way that was phrased, I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess the answer is yes, she does. Okay.
Stein would be the one like friend that came over from the prep school. And so like they're both of their dirty secret is that they were both.
They're both preppies, yeah. Okay.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for San Antonio by Night this evening. We will see you next week.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe
To our channel. Help us pay for our streaming services and music.
Yes.
See.